I'm Olivia Herriford, Associate Director of the Mid-Pacific ICT Center, and I'm here with Brenda Wilkerson, who is Senior Manager of Computer Science and Information Technology Education at Chicago Public Schools. And Brenda was our fabulous Monday morning keynote speaker who talked about how Chicago Public Schools is addressing the crisis of computing education in our K through 12 schools. And a lot of very positive feedback and the amazing feat that you've accomplished there. But one of the things that I want to come back and ask you is that the way you presented it may have made it seem that it was a lot more easier accomplishment than it appeared to be. And I'm just wondering if, is there anything that you would like to say to that, leaving out, because of our relationship, and I know it wasn't as easy as it sounds. No, I wanted to give you that opportunity to really talk about some of the challenges, because this is something that all of us who are trying to make these things work are encountering, and we need to hear about that too.
Sure, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because I'm so excited for the work that we're doing in Chicago, and I want to make sure that others who are interested in coming along and doing the same type of work have what they need to be able to get it done. And so I certainly, was excited to share, because we're at a point where things are going well, and so that was why I was saying, oh yes, it's working, right? But it wasn't always like that, and I want to encourage people to know that there is a lot of work to be done, and it's not always going to be smooth. And so, some of the challenges when you're making a change like this have to do with really changing belief systems. And people sometimes don't even understand that that's what you're bumping up against, is what they really believe internally. And so you've got to be willing to iterate. You've got to be willing to say the same things over and over again. Persist. Talk to a lot of different people. I think, I have to say that one of the things that really helped was really believing myself. If you're going to do this work, you've got to know that it's the right thing to do no matter what people are saying to you. You've got to be willing to look really crazy, if you're the only one that believes it. And so that allows you to persist. So, and then I would share that some of the things that I think I bumped up against were all of the competing priorities. And all of the noise that is in the lives of people who are in the place where they can make the changes. And many times, that's going to be the leadership, that's going to be the principals, that's going to be, in our area, we're broken up into networks, people over networks. They've got a lot to do. They've got a lot of demands on them. And so when you're talking to them, you're talking through those demands. And so you've got to be a listener. You've got to be able to figure out, okay, how can we have this initiative help them do what they want to do? At first you're so excited, this is a great thing, don't you want to add it? And it's hard for people to add, but they can complement. And so we had to figure out how to be that support. We had to, get around the things about Common Core and all of that stuff that they were doing.
In other words, you said that you called it. That's what you called it yesterday. The stuff.
It is stuff. It's a lot of stuff. People have they've got a lot of baggage, and so when it works because it's something that everybody can see supports what they were already doing. And so we had to work to make sure that people understood that computer science was helping them, because I really believe it's the application. Technology is the application of the core. It's not something different. It's practical.
That's a good point.
And it's relevant to students in ways that many times other cores are not. So I would encourage people to just be very persistent, be willing to be the outlier, the weirdo.
Well, that's very encouraging to hear, because I was going to ask you the question, but I think you've answered it, but I'll put it out there anyway. That is basically the experience that we've had here in San Francisco, is that we've had to persist because of some issues, and our approach has had to come from the grassroots level.
Yes.
In other words, we couldn't get alignment with strategy because at the time right now there is no strategy around computer science education. And so we're coming at it from a grassroots level where let's train as many teachers, middle school and high school, on computing curriculum in the hope that when there is a clear strategy, they have some prepared faculty that are ready to step in and hopefully make it effective more quickly.
Sure.
So, I mean, your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. So I would say that is absolutely the right thing to do. In our own experience, exploring computer science, the curriculum that you're introducing was actually discovered by two of our teachers. And so they were the ones that figured it out and really got the passion for that particular curriculum. And then, so they had that information that you've now given them and that key professional development. That is the seed. And so then it was over time that we were able to put together leadership with the teachers that we were able to do what we did. So
excellent.
That's a great thing that you've done.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
That fuels the passion to keep it going.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Brenda. I really appreciate this second chapter that I really wanted to get out there.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And one more thing, we just want to also include in this video the same thing that we did in the introduction yesterday, that Brenda and I are working together under the support of the Baytech Pathway Initiative, and we appreciate their support of our work.